Alright, welcome. How's it going? This is a painting that I started yesterday. I've had it in mind for quite a while. Been wanting to get to this one for a while now, and I finally decided to just buckle down and go for it. I'm really excited about it. I think it's gonna look really cool. There we go. Making sure I can see everything. How's it going, dude? Yeah, it's a pretty neat blue color scheme. I think this one would be kind of cool. I wanted just one more Stormlight Archives inspired painting. I'm going to that StoryCon here. It's next weekend, and Brandon Sanderson's going to be there, which means that most of the people that are going to be there are probably going to be Brandon Sanderson fans. At least that's my assumption. So we'll see. But I think that this one will be pretty cool. Painting early today, I see. Oh yeah. What's up, Kyle? How's it going, dude? Yeah, I was hoping to get this one done last night. I painted last night, just me and my buddy were hanging out, and I thought maybe I could get it finished in one sitting, but that didn't happen. It did not happen. Interesting. TikTok actually sent the chat to the Streamlabs. That's interesting. Usually I have to read TikTok chat from the TikTok thing. I got roped into mulch. No, man, my back hurts just thinking about mulching. Yeah, here's how the other one turned out. I just finished this one last night as well. Finally got some time to just focus in and paint after being in New Zealand for so long. But yeah, finished this one up. I really like how I did the bottom. I got all this like wispy, tenderly mist down here, and then I got the character detailed pretty well as well. So I got all those like chest straps going across, and got the tassels looking nice and detailed. Got the gloves looking pretty good. Got the arms looking good. Got some shadows on the arms. Made that look a lot better. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this one turned out. So I'm about to go get this one scanned in this morning. Probably not this morning. I was planning on taking it in this morning along with this one, but I think I have a bit more work to do on this one. Not molten, but they started this week and everyone is hurting but me. Oh man. Well, lucky for you. Oh yeah, my back hurts just thinking about that. Mulching was just so painful. So painful. Did not like that at all. Not one bit. Just remember pushing that wheelbarrow hours and hours every day. Just pushing it up the hill, pushing it back, shoveling or pitchforking the mulch back into the thing. Oh, it was awful. Not good for my weak spine. Alright, so I'm mixing up a dark blue here. Probably not going to use too much liquid. What I need to do is kind of pinch in the contrast a little bit. It's a little bit too flat right now. So I need to kind of darken everywhere except for the eyes and then right around Kaladin here. Love it. Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to do a bit more Stormlight Archives fan art for StoryCon next weekend. Not this weekend. I think I might tilt this down a little bit. My easel actually kind of broke a little bit yesterday. So it's all loose now. Actually, I can bring this part down too. Hold that a bit more steady, and then I'll just need to angle the camera down. There we go. Into Planet Comic-Con? Oh yeah. I've been going to Planet for like, this will be my 6th year at Planet. I'm actually doubling up this year, so I also got into C2E2, which is in Chicago. And that was like an A-tier show for me last year. C2E2 is one of those like big ones that you really just don't want to miss. Let's see, can I do this? I think I might put a clamp on this one too. Looks like an avatar. Yeah, it kind of is. Kind of is. Let's see. That should hold it much more sturdy. So they released the lineup for Planet Comic-Con, and it's kind of stacked. Yeah, it's pretty good. It is pretty good. We lost Carl Urban. We thought that Carl Urban was going to be there, but I guess he found somewhere better to be. Just here. Oh my. Oh my. TikTok comment. Love the old scam bots. Yeah, Planet Comic-Con is awesome, but we lost Carl Urban, but we got Sean Astin and Elijah Wood. So I think with having Sean Astin and Elijah Wood there, I think it's going to be a really good weekend, especially for me, because I have so much Lord of the Rings stuff. I was real sad when they announced that Carl Urban had canceled, but because they got Sean Astin as a replacement, I think he's gonna be okay, because he always brings lots of Lord of the Rings fans into. Corey Taylor and Bruce Dickinson. Nice. How long did it take? I spent probably a good 3 or 4 hours on this one last night. And then I'll spend another probably a couple hours on it this morning. Just need to get looking a little better. I told my wife just a few minutes ago before I started streaming. I was like, yeah, I'll probably put another hour or so into it. She's like, only another hour? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, well, that's kind of lazy. I was like, lazy? What do you mean? She's like, that's just barely a sketch. That's not a finished painting. And I'm like, oh, okay. So she convinced me to spend a little bit more time on this. I just got to get this painting finished and the prints ordered for StoryCon next weekend in Salt Lake. So I was hoping that this would be like a really quick, sort of, not like easy painting, but definitely a much faster painting. And it might just take a little bit more effort than I thought it would. But polar bear, I'm glad you think it's beautiful. Let's see, where is my liquid? There we go. The stuff will just thin down the paint a little bit, make it dry a bit faster, which is kind of important for when I'm taking it in for scanning so soon. Because I need it to not be like smudging everywhere. What I need to do at this point is kind of like get the contrast of the lighting a bit more intense. It's really good. Thank you. Appreciate you. I'm glad you like it. I think it is looking pretty cool myself. And I may have a chance to show this to Brandon Sanderson next weekend, so that would be pretty cool. I just need to pick out like little areas that I think more clouds would be kind of showing up. It's darker. Just trying to get the contrast a bit more. What are you gonna paint after that? After this, I have a commission to work on. It's a book cover commission for an author friend of mine. It's gonna be this beast creature fighting the main character. The beast creature is like, he's got like the head of a lion and kind of a humanoid body, but then like legs of an eagle, and he's got a big sword. So it'll be kind of an interesting painting. I've already got it kind of sketched out, but I need to spend a lot more time in the sketch to get it kind of figured out to where I'm actually ready to start painting it. An important thing with painting is it's always important to have your painting kind of planned out before, with an illustration that you want to look kind of realistic. It's always important to have it kind of planned out before you start painting. This area is always nice to see you painting. Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate you. Thanks for stopping in. I hope you have a good day at work. Glad you're enjoying it there. Cool. Very cool. I want to kind of paint around this like light trail that I got here. This is Syl kind of like zipping around Kaladin here. So I want to have that light trail kind of excluded from this darker area that I'm painting in. And that's just going to add to the glowy effect of it, make it look a bit brighter. And then adding this dark around her is going to make her look brighter as well. Because as Bob Ross always used to say, you can't have dark without light, and you can't have light without dark. You got to be able to kind of balance the two. Maybe some of this turquoise in there as well. I'm just mixing up some paint here. Let's see, this actually looks pretty good in this area. I need like a little bit more dark over here. A little bit over here. I don't want to bring too much dark over to this area to mess up the silhouette of Kaladin. But I still need it to be dark enough that it makes the glowy parts stand out a bit more. And then I also need to darken up like kind of the top part a little bit more, and then maybe a bit in here. So you can kind of see his nose. So like his nose needs a little bit more dark. Right here. Because what I have is this like light part shining up right here, and it doesn't look great right now. So I need to kind of balance out this light part. I'm gonna paint over that a little bit, but I also need to get a bit more dark over here to kind of show a bit more dimension of the face, because this is technically a portrait and it's not looking too much like a portrait at this point. It's just kind of blobs of color. I'm gonna try to get some dark in there, get a bit more face showing. A bit more turquoise in there. And for anyone joining in, welcome, welcome. Today I'm painting the StormFather from Stormlight Archives. Trying to get this painting to look like Kaladin looking up at the StormFather. So there's a lot of scenes where they're like having conversations. And I thought that would be kind of cool to have a painting of like them talking up in a high storm. Not an everstorm, but a high storm. Let's see, this kind of goes back here as well. This brush kind of adds some nice like texture to it. So I need a bit of dark in here as well. Just need more face showing and a little bit less clouds, I think. Because the clouds are kind of eating up the whole scene. Good, thanks, like, Did you have a good birthday yesterday? I keep forgetting that my birthday is coming up. I kind of already had my birthday. I went to New Zealand for my birthday. What day is it? Today is the 19th, right? It's looking great. Have a great day. Keep on painting. Thank you, Rob. About to get started working on a project. Nice. Nice. What project are you doing next? I'm working on this, and then I'm gonna take it to the photography studio. I'm gonna take it to ImageQuest, and then after ImageQuest, I'm gonna work on. I gotta go pick up some meds from the vet for Frank. Franklin needs his anxiety meds because he's a little anxious little poodle. I'm gonna go pick up some meds for Frank, and then I'm gonna help Shannon with her painting. She's got those dragons she's working on, but I'm gonna make a 3D render of her dragons so that she's able to kind of do that one a bit better. She's struggling with it a bit. So that's what I'll be working on once I get home from dropping these off at the studio. Let me darken up the noses up here as well. These look a bit more like clouds. And nature render, nice. When did you start? When did I start painting in general or working on this painting? Because painting in general was like 10 or 11 years ago. Working on this painting was last night. It's kind of dark here. Yeah, I started painting in general like my senior year of high school. My mom had some paint supplies sitting in a closet, and I had taken a intro to painting class in my high school as like an elective, and I just kind of fell in love with color. I've always been an artist. I'd always been like drawing, but it wasn't until I took that intro to painting class that I discovered that I actually really like painting. I've been drawing and making some really cool drawings for a long time, but never tried painting. Or never taken painting seriously, at least. Let's see, I think I need to darken up these brows a little bit. These lines up here a bit too much. Interesting thing about this one is this is masking tape on here right now, so when I peel this masking tape off, it's gonna reveal underneath. It's gonna reveal just black paint around it. So I took a 16 by 20 illustration board, and I actually masked out exactly 11 by 17 by putting one of my 11 by 17 prints on there. I taped the 11 by 17 print to the illustration panel, and then painted over it, painted around it. So now when I take this in for scanning, I'm not gonna have to crop anything at all when I make prints of this piece. I'm just gonna be able to scan the piece and then just bring it right into Photoshop, clean up the lines a little bit, and then it'll be just kind of ready to go. Be ready to make prints of it. Which is important because next weekend I'm going to StoryCon in Salt Lake City, and Brandon Sanderson's going to be there. So I'm hoping to get a chance to show this to Brandon Sanderson. Wow, it looks so cool. Thank you. Glad you like it. Just trying to get some of this like glowy effect, make it look really bright and vibrant. Lots of really oversaturated bright blue paint in this one. It's pretty cool. I like the really oversaturated blue. Makes it look neat. Some more dark up here. This is gonna make the eyes look a little brighter by contrast by having some of this dark paint up near the top. I want some brush strokes showing. I want to have a little bit of brush stroke stuff going on. Not a ton. You can kind of see like creases in his forehead here. A little bit more dark paint. Probably get more dark up here. Turn this one. You can see that a bit better. This actually works pretty well since I got the first layer on there so nice and dry. I can actually see what I'm doing a bit better. I think I need to bring a little bit more dark in here. It's not reading as like where his nose should be, since it's not dark enough. I just need to darken up where his nose should be. I was wanting this to be like clouds, but it's not reading as a face going up and down. This is awesome. Thank you. Appreciate you. Glad you like it. I'm going to a convention next weekend where Brandon Sanderson is going to be signing autographs, and so I'm hoping I have the chance to take a copy of one of these to him and show him my work. It's like, it'd be like a dream of mine to be able to paint something officially for him someday. Let's see, I think I need a bit more dark. These eyes to look more like eyes. They're not looking quite realistic enough. I want there to be some nice brush strokes, but I also don't want it to look messy. I think I need to lighten up this area over here. I think I might have put too much dark on that side. So I'm going to wipe some of this off just with a sturdy dry brush. I'm going to add some more bright color over here. This is just wiping some of this oil paint off. It comes off on the brush. And then I can add some, oops, drop the brush in some water. I can add some brighter paint over there. You can get a bit more of the shape of his head. Let's see, I need that comes around, and this part is just kind of brighter. Mix some white in with that. Covering it up again. There we go. Nice. A little bit closer to what I was going for. I just want the eyes to look really bright and glowing. It's like the main goal in this is to get a bunch of really bright, glowy effects. I might need a bit more like thick paint of that thick like turquoise color. What brush to use for that? Yeah, a filbert brush, something like that. Just kind of glop it on there. This is going to take quite a bit of paint. That's okay. I hope everyone's having a good Thursday. I think it's Thursday, right? Is anyone doing anything cool today? I'll be taking this painting into the scanner, hopefully sometime this late morning, early afternoon. It's already almost 10. I'm gonna see how much I can get done on this piece today before I take it into the scanner, get it scanned up, and then get prints ordered of it. So I want to have prints of this one ready to go for the show I'm going to in Salt Lake City next weekend. Flying out to a show. Weird. It's like a piece of paint stuck on there. Just acquired coffee. Let's go. I need to make me some coffee. I've been enjoying that bag of coffee you sent me. I was just drinking some of it last night. And then let's see, I need some brighter color up in here. I don't think I'm gonna be able to achieve as many lightning bolts as I was hoping to for this piece. I think it's just not gonna be feasible with what I've got already. But I think we can still get it looking pretty cool. I think just by using the right colors, I'll be able to get this thing looking kind of glowy. Many coffee days lined up, I'm happy. There you go. How often do you end up working in the office versus working from home? There we go, that looks a little better. I need like a bit of some highlight. Kind of using the clouds as a guide of where to put this highlight. I want to leave the brightest brights just for the eyes. Leave those highlights. We're gonna just make the eyes look really, really bright. Got some lightning bolts in there right now, but I don't know if I'm gonna end up painting over those or not. 2 days in office on a normal week, Monday and Thursday. Gotcha. That's not a bad schedule at all. I like that. Gives you a chance to get out and be social a bit, but it also gives you plenty of time to just be at home and not have to worry about walking around too much. There you go. Just need these to look more like eyes and less just like kind of a floating abstract shape. Get some of these eyelashes with that turquoise as well. And then some of this turquoise up here in the eyes. It's all about using the right colors in the right places. Such an awesome take on the StormFather, Calso. Love this. Thank you, Daniel. I'm more productive at home, but in the office is a bit different kind of productive and social. Yeah. That's the one thing I liked about working at UPS was I did get to be social a little bit, but I also got to be home. But that's why I like going to conventions, because I'm able to be social and I'm able to also, spend a lot of time at home painting. Yeah, the conventions are just my full-time thing. Just makes it kind of lame when I don't have conventions to go to. I get a little bit bored, a little antsy. How we doing? We're good. Just kind of recovering from New Zealand. New Zealand was awesome. We both had such a good time, but yeah, we're both exhausted. We've had a lot of sleep-in days lately. Where we just keep accidentally sleeping in until like noon. Like yesterday I slept until like noon. Wasn't great. Let's see. Need more bright down here. Just need to get these eyes looking a lot more detailed. Excited to see how our dragons turn out. Yeah, I need to spend some time working on the 3D because she's getting a little stuck on those ones. But she wants some help with the reference, and so I'm gonna keep working on the mock-up. I'm just kind of building her dragons in Blender. And she'll be able to use that as a reference, get a bit more information that she's not getting right now. And Needs to be bright over here, but I can add like a transition blue over here. And then over here, this kind of folds over. This picture is interesting because I'm using I found just like a stock photo of an old man and zoomed in way on his eyes. But then I had to reverse the image. I put it in like the negative view, so it's like the blue, so that it can have that like glow effect that I'm going for here. But yeah, so I'm like trying to paint details, but I'm trying to like paint them in reverse. If that makes sense. It's interesting. Trying to paint details in reverse of what I see them on the reference. I'm going to try and highlight some of these clouds a little bit. Get them a bit more glowy looking. I picked up some blue. That kind of in between turquoise color up in here in a few spots. This is kind of like doing one of my space paintings, but just a little more attention to detail. I think I need some dark over here. So I need it to read as a face. Right now I'm just seeing this like flume of clouds going up into his nose. Not quite what I want. Yeah, this is like one of my space paintings, but like way more, way more elaborate. I need to like paint face details, but make them look like clouds. Terrifying. Talk up to the high storm. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's what Brandon Sanderson just wants is to like to write stories where he's able to fly. It's like all of his books, he always has some sort of flying element. Not all of them, but a lot of them. He loves flying mechanics. And he writes them very well. There we go. It's looking a bit more cloudy. It seems like my internet's working today, though. I mean, I don't have a lot of viewers, so I don't know if it's don't know if it is actually working, but it seems like the internet is kind of staying a bit stable. Be a nice change of pace. I didn't do anything different, so I don't know if it is staying stable today. I don't know what I did different, but I'm just glad that it's not dropping every 2 seconds like it was the other day. Usually an hour in is when it struggled. Yeah. I have a feeling it might be something to do with like how many people are on my Wi-Fi right now. Like whenever Donnie Shay and Shannon start like using the Wi-Fi a lot, I think it might start cutting out more. Because it's just kind of using up all the bandwidth. I only got so much bandwidth to work with. Another like forehead crease going up here. I feel like it's so close. I feel like I can make this look really cool. I'm just struggling to like bring it home, I guess. That's nothing new for me though. Just need to look at the reference, see what's going on, see what I need to do. Make it look really cool. I intended this to be just a very quick, simple piece. I don't know why I thought I could do this as a quick, simple piece, but here we are. I just wish I could get my own scanning to work a bit better. There's one thing that I wish I was better at was taking my own pictures of my own paintings. Because right now I still got to bring them into the studio every time. Which is fine, like they do a great job, but I would love to just be able to like paint a piece and then be able to just scan it right then and there as I finish it. I feel like I'm really close. I don't think I have the right lens. I think it might be my camera lens that's throwing me off. Did I get my Seattle flights yet? No, I haven't. I have a lot of flights I need to get. I still don't have my second flight for this weekend, or next weekend. I'm going to Salt Lake City next weekend, and I have my flight out, but I kept waiting, hoping I would figure something out for the flight back. Because I got a one-way flight. Because I had planned on getting this flight from like American Airlines or something, or Alaskan or something. And then that didn't work out either. And so now I'm just sitting here like, well, I'll figure it out. I just have to get this painting done. People who love making eye contact while peeing. Yes, yes. Very much so. Yeah, I'm hoping that I can figure out what I'm doing with my flights thing, because I want to get the Southwest Business credit card so that I can start paying some of my for some of my flights with like points from booth fees, because I spend so much on booth fees, and I'm trying to figure out what the best way to like spend money with a credit card is, because I don't want to like waste my money, because I have like a Chase business account credit card, but it doesn't like it gets me points and everything, but it's not like specific towards anything. It's just like generic, oh, you spend $1, you get a point type of deal. And I would really like to figure out a way to like use a credit card that I can spend it, but get points towards flights and stuff. Because yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the benefits to the Chase card are. I just know they're not great, and they're not really what I'm looking for. They just kind of get points. Like I've been spending it on like everything, and I have like 8,000 points, which is like $800 worth of something. But I'm like, that's not great. It's like one flight or one hotel in a big city. Like the Denver hotel last year cost me like almost $900 for Denver Fan Expo, because they just hike up their rates like crazy. Whenever there's a convention in town, all the hotels just hike up the rates so hard. I'm like, you're killing me. You're killing me, man. And also somehow in 2024, when I went to Denver Fan Expo, I got a hotel ahead of time, but for some reason I did it wrong or something, and we showed up and they're like, oh yeah, we don't have a booking for you. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have a booking for me? They're like, yeah, it didn't go through. Who did you book it through? I was like, Expedia or something, and they're like, yeah, we don't have anything. And so, but they're like, well, we do have a room available if you want it. It's like $900. And I was just like, I don't have the time or energy to like get back online and start shopping for hotels. Yeah, that is tough when that happens. And I used my Southwest card once to get a hotel, and this happened with a hotel and a booth fee. This was last year, where I spent the credit card to like get the hotel and everything in the booth, and then it like somehow double charged me. So I showed up at the hotel, and they were like, all right, you have 2 rooms. Would you like both of them tonight? And I was like, they're like, do you have anyone else coming? I was like, no, it's just me. They're like, well, you have 2 rooms. I was like, I shouldn't have 2 rooms. They're like, well, you do. I'm like, I don't know why I have 2 rooms. I definitely should not. And the same thing with the booth. That was Fanboy Expo Knoxville 2024. I showed up and they're like, all right, here's your island booth. I'm like, what do you mean? An island booth? I didn't buy an island. I'm like, yeah, you did. You bought 4 booths. I was like, I bought 2 booths. I'm like, nope, you bought 4. I'm like, can I refund two of them? And they're like, nope, you already paid for them, so they're yours. I'm like, argh. Yeah, I guess. I think I need a bit like more highlight back here to show the shape of his face. I'm just still not seeing, like, I see what I'm doing, but I'm scared that when people see this painting, they're not going to see like the shape of the face, or they're going to see like this is upside down or something. I don't know. Because when I glance at it, I keep seeing it as like upside down. I'm like, that's not what I'm going for. But he was gonna have to be in Seattle during Emerald City, and it would have been 1,200. His work was upset. Oh dang. Yeah, hotels are crazy, crazy expensive. They do not play around. I feel like this kind of reads as like the side of his face a little bit. Trying to just add some like highlight over here. And read is kind of like his beard. It's kind of a big change, but I think it's kind of necessary. I went too far over. Need this to go down like that, maybe. Need it to glow more over on that side, but still have clouds coming in front of it. Which is fine for that area to be a little brighter, because that'll make his silhouette against Kaladin look a bit better. It'll make Kaladin look a little bit easier to see. But I still need there to be like clouds over here. Something like that. I just need it to have the shape of a face in here. In the book, it's described as a face that's filling up the whole sky. Like, it doesn't say that it's like just his eyes or anything, but I thought just his eyes would look really cool as the painting. I'm listening to Stormlight again, but I have 3 books going. Yeah. Me and Shannon just started Wax and Wane on audiobook because we just finished Mistborn. But she's just not super into Wax and Wane yet. And she's like, can we just start Stormlight? I'm like, we can do whatever you want. I don't care. I'm down with starting Stormlight again. So I think we're about to start Stormlight again. Even though I haven't finished the most recent book. But about to start back over at book 1, I guess. Need this turquoise color to be this kind of in between. Gives it more of a glowing effect. I just really want Brandon Sanderson to see this and be like, why aren't you working for me yet? And I'm gonna be like, I don't know. Why am I not working for you yet? That is kind of cocky of me to just assume that Brandon Sanderson would want me to work for him, but you know. Someone commented something on a post I did, like yesterday or day before. It made me really happy, kind of self-confident, I guess. But they were just like, because someone posted in one of those like art groups. They're like, "What would be your dream commission?" And I was like, "I want to paint magic cards for Wizards of the Coast." And someone replied, they were like, the fact that you're not currently painting magic cards for Wizards of the Coast means that the scouts just have no idea what they're doing. And I was like, yeah. Just gave me a big self-confidence boost. I'm like, yeah, that's right. Those scouts have no idea what they're doing. I know they have 1,000 artists to choose from at any given moment. Someday, though. Someday. I'll get there. Probably not anytime soon. Audible has a big series sale going on right now. Ooh. Might need to check that out then. I have not been listening to very many audiobooks. Just what me and Shannon have been listening to, really. I was thinking the other day I kind of want to listen to something, but I started reading a book on the Kindle like a year ago, and I still haven't finished that. And so every time I think about starting a new audiobook or something, I think back to not finishing that Kindle book. Then I also have a couple of audiobooks that I've been listening to as well. I was listening to Joe Abercrombie, The Blade Itself, the other day. Don't know if I like it yet or not. There's like one scene that really grossed me out. Like a torture scene. I was like, ugh. I know it's like a grimdark, like dark fantasy book, but yeah, it was like a little bit much. I was like, oh, I don't know about this one. That was also when I was hoping to actually paint the cover for that one for Lauren for that art director assignment, but then I ended up doing that other sci-fi one. Give it time, it's so good. Awesome series. Yeah, that's what everyone says. Yeah, that torture scene near the beginning with the fingers, I was like, ooh, I don't like that. And it gave me the ick. But yeah, welcome. How you doing? Feeling like a person honestly was it made me push through. Yeah. No, it's like it's a classic that's Yeah, everyone either, you know, loves it or hates it. Most people that have read it usually love it, so. Yeah, I'll probably give it another go. I was listening to it the other day, and I was also like falling asleep though, and so I didn't get to put as much time into it as I wanted to because I fell asleep. I think it was when I was like in the airplane or something, going to or from New Zealand. Can't remember when I was listening to that one. This is starting to look much better. Starting to look like a face in the sky and then Kaladin up here. I think I need to darken him up a little bit. I also want to add some more of this blue and get that glowy effect going a bit more. Just need to paint around what we got going on up here with something darker and leave that bright part showing. This is tough because I need to paint clouds, but I also need to paint a face in the sky. So I'm trying to like paint a face and leave these like highlights and shadows, but also paint around this to make him look glowy, and also paint clouds. Just a lot of simultaneous painting happening up here at the same time. Oh, maybe I don't need to darken him up. Maybe he's dark enough. It's getting that like ambient light. You can definitely see his face. Okay. That's what's tripping me up right now is I don't know, like I can see what I'm painting, but I don't know if people are gonna look at this and be like, what is that supposed to be? There's always gonna be that guy that like walks up to the booth and is like, is this Avatar the Last Airbender? And I'd be like, no, it's Stormlight. And they're like, oh yeah, now I see it. Like I want it to be readable at a first glance. I want people to be able to look at this and immediately know what they're looking at. I need to make these look a bit more cloudy as well, like these creases in his forehead. Just give a bit more cloud vibes up here. Looks kind of good. Definitely not Avatar. Yeah, that's what someone commented on YouTube earlier. They were like, "Is this Avatar?" I was like, "No, don't think so. Not what I was going for." Not what I was trying for. Okay. Sure, it's Avatar if you want it to be. Exactly. Art's subjective, you know. It can be Avatar if you want it to be. Need more of this blue. It's like turquoise color, but like darker. There we go. Whenever get some pan. Oh, I've sold so many of my Zelda Master Sword painting to people who said, "I'll take the Sword and the Stone one." I'm like, "This one?" They're like, "Yeah, yeah, the King Arthur one, the Sword and the Stone." And I'm like, "All right, here's your Sword and the Stone painting." uh, Same with my Walls of Whiterun. A lot of the Lord of the Rings fans who come to my booth for my Lord of the Rings stuff, they're like, "I'll take the Rohan one." And I'm like, "You got it. One Rohan painting coming right up." If you see this as Rohan, then this is Rohan for you, buddy. And I'm just sitting there like just hoping beyond hope that they don't get on Etsy and like see the titles or something. They're like, "Oh, there's my Rohan painting." And it's titled The Walls of Whiterun. But you know, art's subjective, so it can be whatever they want it to be. I love you. Skyrim is. It's not Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I mean, Whiterun was definitely inspired by Rohan. Like you can see, like it looks very similar. So yeah, sometimes people ask me, is that Rohan? And I say, oh well, I was going for Whiterun with that one, but you can definitely tell like that Bethesda was inspired by Rohan when they designed Whiterun. So they're like, oh yeah, I can see it. Finger smudge that one a little bit. Looks like it's coming together. You sure is. Trying to take your advice and put more effort into it. Try not be lazy. Compared to what it looked like this morning, I think is looking much, much better. You need to look more face looking. The glow around the character, yeah. Yeah, in the book he has like stormlight leaking from his skin, so he's always got this glow around him. Yes, to be honest, I do have the art book. Open that page on my shelf. Lord of the Rings stuff. You mention it. Yeah, see? See? Rohan is Whiterun. Whiterun is Rohan. I kind of like these scribbly brush strokes that I got going here. Kind of want to just lean into that and have this just be like a scribbly brush strokey painting. And I need another brush. Maybe this one. I played Gloomhaven, or it would fit right in. I have not played Gloomhaven. I've heard of it though. I had a friend who was really into it. Let's see. I need really bright light up in here. Makes him look super intense. Really intense eyes. Need that glow effect on the eyes a little bit more. Looks good. And this part is all a lot brighter over here. There we go. That eye is looking much better. Let's wipe off this brush. I think this other eye needs a lot more bright coming off of it as well. I want them to look really, really intense. Every time I get an email from Gen Con, I just have like a little mini heart attack. I'm just so scared that it's gonna be like, oh, we accidentally double booked you or something crazy. I just got an email from Gen Con saying like, oh, it's time for you to book your hotel block. But anytime I go to a big show like that, I just get whatever hotel is like cheapest in the city. Because I'm already spending like thousands of dollars to be there. Like I can't afford to be paying another, you know, $1,300 for a hotel if there's one that's like 20 minutes down the road that I can pay like $700 for. Just crazy that I still got to pay like $700 for a hotel. But they all hike up their prices during a show like that. Every time. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I wonder anyone breaks even. That's crazy pricey. Oh, you still break even at Gen Con. Oh, you still break even. It's, you know what's crazy is what you can make at Gen Con. So my booth, just for a single 10 by 10 inline booth, I pay like, I think it's over $2,000 for the single 10 by 10 inline booth, which is crazy. I would normally never spend that kind of money on a single inline. But and then the parking is also like $45 a day, and then yeah, the hotel was like $700 for the cheap one 20 minutes away. But I made my expenses back within 2 hours on Thursday. That's how crazy Gen Con is, and that's why I have like a little mini heart attack every time I get an email from them, because I'm so scared of like losing my spot there for some reason or another. Because yeah, I made my expenses back in 2 hours on Thursday, and I had, but between everything, I think it was close to 3,800 in expenses and overhead. And yeah, I made that back in 2 hours. It's my number one show by far. Like hand down number one show. Salt Lake Fan X is close, and I actually made about the same amount at Salt Lake Fan X, but the overhead is a bit higher at Salt Lake. My booth for Salt Lake this year is like 3,800. The cons I've been to are not usually all that busy. Yeah, you got to go to like the really, really big ones if you're wanting to pull numbers like that. But that's why I travel. That's why I'm on the road for, you know, I mean, Salt Lake, I drove 16 hours this year and last year to go to Salt Lake Fan X. Because that's where the money is. That's where you gotta go if you want to make the money. And that show, both of those shows make up like, I think like 30% of my income for the year. Which is crazy that two shows can make up 30% of my income. Need to brighten this part way up. There we go. That big brow in there. Must be cool to make a living off your art. It's awesome. It is literally, it's living the dream. It's 100%. It's awesome. I love it. I'm just super grateful to be able to do it, and just grateful to everyone who's helped me along the way, and people who supported us and bought prints and commissioned originals. And it's like the day-to-day sales that keep us going. And then yeah, those shows really just are a huge boost. Huge boost. Back in a bit. All right, you have fun. I may or may not still be streaming when you get back, but yeah, I'm hoping to be able to run this to the scanner here pretty soon. I think I'm getting close. Just been working on these brows for so long now. Trying to get them to look just right. Make these eyes look really bright and glowy. Takes me just as long to do my brows. Oh, silly. Need like almost as pure white as I can get. we go. A little brush hair in there. Eyes are the most important part. Trying so hard. More pure white because I accidentally put a bit too much blue on one side. There we go. Big, crazy, bright, dilated eyes. Staring into his soul. Are you painting on canvas? This is a illustration board. So it's just like, here, I'll show you what a blank one looks like. So you can get this stuff at like Hobby Lobby or craft stores. Just like a piece of cardboard. Like super sturdy cardboard. It's like $5. Great, man. Thanks, Nicholas. I'm super close to being done. Super close. Just trying to get the eyes to look just right. Make them look big and bright and glowy. I knew I had at least another hour to spend on it today. But and Shannon looked at it and was like, "You really gonna call it done that quick?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "That's just barely a sketch." I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Don't be lazy, man. You can do better." I'm like, "Oh, you're right. You're right." So here I am, trying to do better. I'm glad I spent the extra time. I think it does look a lot better than it did. No time to get it scanned? Yeah. Yeah, the scanner's open until like 3 in the afternoon. And so it's still plenty of time. There we go. Yeah, just the sooner I can get it scanned, the sooner I can get the prints ordered is the main thing. I know it doesn't really matter day to day when I get the prints ordered. I feel better if I get them ordered sooner than later. That bright turquoise color in there. There we go. Oh, but yeah, if you want really good illustration board, blessed one on TikTok, Strathmore 500 series illustration board is really the one to get. And that comes in a big sheet of like 30 inches, and then you can like trim it down to the size that you want it. So that's what I would recommend getting. I'm just using this one as because I had it. This is just what I had in stock at the moment. I ran out of the good stuff, so this is what I'm using. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I think one other thing that I want to do is get like a little trail of light coming off of sill. For that, I need like a long liner brush. I hope I have one. Maybe this will work. Nice round brush. I just need a very thin line of just like pure white. And since I already have that bit of blue glow in there, having this pure white in there is going to make it look really bright. Just like a touch of that turquoise. I need to thin it down pretty hard. And just be very, very light and careful with this part. If I push too hard, the line's gonna spread the bristles out on the brush. It's gonna become way too thick. I need this line to be as straight as I can get it. This part is hard. This would be so much easier in digital, but I want to have it looking good on the original. I might give it a second to kind of dry just a little bit because I put so much paint thinner in here. And then I might do like a little smudge. Just come in front of his spear. I want this one to come behind him. Looks like she's kind of zipping around him. So this one went behind him, this one went in front of him, and then this one will go behind him again. Like that. I'll let that kind of fade out at the bottom. Looks pretty good. Any little details I can get with this brush while I've got it going. Like here. Maybe in here. It looks like his nose is a bit more detailed. Highlights under his eyes. Maybe over here as well. I think I'm super close. Maybe just some of these clouds have a bit more highlight on them. Maybe I can get some of that lightning showing. I don't want it to look too much. Frank is upset about something. Nice. Trying to get some like lightning bolts coming out of his eyes a little bit. Without looking like feminine eyelashes is the hard part. That looks kind of cool. Just kind of leaning into those like lightning eyelashes, or lightning come off his face here. Beautiful. Is it original? It's inspired by a book, a fantasy book. Brandon Sanderson. I'm going to a convention next weekend where the author is going to be signing autographs, and so I wanted to have something new to show him. Actually, I have two new paintings to show him. This one, and then I also did this one. I think this one's going to be pretty cool. Just finished this one as well. I think it's time for me to take the tape off of the painting. Love that. Thanks. Yeah, I'm real happy with it. Moment of truth. Let's see how this looks. Actually, it looks pretty good. It is not bad. Here. Tape peel time. Satisfying. Whee. Oh, it peeled a little bit. Oof. Yeah, I'm gonna need to clean that up a little bit. To the bottom. And in the top. Nice. All right. Now let's just put this background this way. Yeah, I don't know. I want it to like, if I line it up just right, we should do the other side. So I can see the white against the white. If I line it up just right, I should be able to get just like that. And be able to put that Payne's gray back over, maybe. I don't know, I might need to manually touch it up. This part is difficult because you gotta get it like exactly perfect. Oh, hi, I love you. Oh, thanks. What's the best way to do this? Slide it over so I can see a bit better. So I need to get this exactly on the edge. Fold this around the bottom. There we go. Now if I just put the Payne's Gray acrylic over that, should be exactly perfect where I need it. In theory. I just don't want the acrylic to touch the oils is the main thing. I don't want the acrylic to touch the oils, but I also don't want any white showing through. To be completely to the edge of the painting. I'm kind of experimenting here. I've never done this before, so we'll see how this goes. There we go. Now, hopefully when I take this tape off, it'll look super clean. Yeah. Look at that. That worked perfectly. It's like completely just edge to edge. That's nice. That worked great. I just gotta do it to the other sides. Just gotta line it up exactly to the edge. Just looking very closely. Pressing the tape down. Make sure it's right on the edge. Oh, that is not stuck. There we go. And do the same thing. Just paint the Payne's gray directly to the edge of the tape. Just brushing it over the top. Trying to keep from scrubbing too hard and having the bristles go like into the underneath the tape and onto the oil painting. That would not be good. There we go. 2 down, 2 to go. Peel that off. And that looks great. Nice. Look at that. That looks pretty good. Just gotta do this side and this side. And these ones are pretty clean already. Shouldn't need to do a whole lot to these ones. I want some new tape though. Tape was getting a little messy. There you are. It's amazing. Thank you. Glad you liked it. We're just about finished. Just cleaning up the edges. You just got to get the tape lined up exactly right. Just over the blue, get a nice clean line to the Payne's gray. And then just go in with the Payne's gray. This is acrylic paint. I don't want to deal with having oils along the sides. And then I just paint in along that line. And then when we peel this tape off, it's going to be nice and sharp line. Then I'll be able to take this in and get it scanned. And then hopefully I'll have the file ready to go today. And then I'll order the prints of it. I'm ready to go for next weekend and to show Brandon Sanderson. And he's gonna be like, wow, why aren't you working for me? And I'm gonna say, I don't know, Brandon Sanderson, why am I not working for you? He's gonna say, well, let's change that. I'm gonna be like, dope. I just want to get to the point where he starts remembering me at every show I go to where he's at. I want to pester him until he gives me a job. Not in an annoying way, but in just a, here's some art for you. Until he remembers and he gets excited to see me, hopefully, and he's like, oh hey, it's Aaron. Wonder what he got for me this time. All right, 3 sides down, last one. Let's go. Another satisfying tape pull. Ta-da! It's very nice. And we just gotta do the bottom. There's no acrylic on there. And it's a new piece of tape. And go you down. Needed at the top. Gotta get it lined up just perfectly. Yeah. There we go. And last one. Almost done. Here we go. All right, and I'll peel this off and then we'll sign it and it'll be done. Last satisfying tape pull. Ta-da! We have exactly an 11 by 17 painting in a 16 by 20 mat board. Now I can frame this in a 16 by 20 frame, but I have exactly an 11 by 17 painting. Because I wanted this piece to be a bit more panoramic than the 16 by 20 would offer. The aspect ratio was a bit too tight. So I painted an 11 by 17 painting on a 16 by 20 canvas. Pretty happy with that. I think that is pretty cool. And we'll just sign this with some nice bright turquoise. A down there. And L for my initials. Little dash going across the A. A flourish. And then a 26. This paint needs to be very precisely thinned down enough to be able to do this. 26. There we go. Perfect. And that'll do it. And that will conclude today's live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Everyone who stuck around and watched the whole thing come together, appreciate ya. And I will catch y'all in the next one.